Like and subscribe right now, or this will be in your bed tonight. Honey, download affiliate link in the description. Honey is a free browser add-on that can save you money online when you shop. It is free and is available for pretty much all browsers and can be installed in 2 clicks. Honey automatically finds and applies the best coupon codes online, so you don't have to waste your precious time. Honey has saved its customers millions, so add Honey to your browser today and start saving money. Who does not like free money from all the savings you will make? Download Honey today with the affiliate link in the description below. Hello and welcome back to ProRevenge. Before we start, please scroll down and click like, subscribe, bang the bell icon. This means that you will get more videos from me and will really help me out. Thanks. I got fired. Employers' lawyers should have done their homework. I did. This happened to me about 20 years ago while in college. I'm being deliberately vague because reasons. Background. I got a job basically office sitting on weekends. I showed up at 8 AM and every hour I checked over things, handled the occasional phone call, and then left when the 4 PM person arrived. Most of the time I read, watched TV, or played games on my laptop. I probably worked no more 10 minutes of every hour, unless something went wrong. It went on like this for years. The pay was decent, holidays were double pay, and I even had opportunities to cover weekday shifts when others were sick. One day while I was covering the midday shift, my boss asked me to come into his office. He told me that the evening weekday position was going to become available that night. He offered me the position, which I accepted. I was told to punch out and return at 5 PM that night. The reason it went down like this should be obvious. Things went okay for a while. I showed up at 4 PM, did the normal things, and then left at 12 AM when my relief arrived. It was a little more work, more call volumes, etc. Then, after 9 months, things started to go south. The daytime person developed a huge attitude problem and went from a nice person to a total Karen. She would complain about everything I did. For example, one time a system jammed up at a remote site and she called them. 5 hours later I saw the jam was still there, so I called that site again to see if they were still working on it or if something else was wrong, because the woman on our end, who would be the one to help them, was leaving soon. They did have a problem, and so I hooked them up. My reward for making sure the problem got solved and not having to bother an upper level employee at home on a Friday just after having left work. I got yelled at because Karen complained that I had apparently ignored her log entry about the issue. My defense was ignored. The boss had me highlight important things on the log to verify that I had read them. Things plodded on for a while with this new normal. I tiptoed around Karen when needed, thankful for the fact I only had to deal with her for no more than 5 minutes. I did the stupid highlighting thing and my log entries started getting more and more detailed, even referencing Karen's calls when I had to follow up on an issue that crossed shifts. The firing. The following summer, just after I crossed year mark, I went on vacation to visit some friends out of state. When I got back, after about a week, my boss came down after everyone had left and had me describe how I did a certain task which involved certain updates. I explained to him how I did it and so forth. He then told me that I had not been doing it at all and that he was firing me. I had transposed the date code of the English file for the French file, which was the previous one. The newest one had already been applied anyway, so nothing was wrong. It was just a reason to get rid of me. So I left the office. My state is an at-will employment state, which means that I can quit at any time for any reason and my employer can terminate me at any time for any reason. The only exceptions were state and federal laws such as race, religion, etc. I thought I was screwed, so I just started applying everywhere I could. During my job search I happened to accidentally stumble upon a link about employment law. Out of curiosity I read it and discovered that my employer had shot themselves in the foot. In the employee handbook, there was a job security clause. What this stated was that they would never lay us off and such if our jobs were eliminated. We would simply be retrained and sent to fill an opening elsewhere in the company. It sounds good, but it resulted in them cooking up reasons to fire people to get around it. But their fancy high-priced lawyers had missed something. In my state's laws, the ones passed by the legislature, I was screwed because of at will. What they neglected was case law, the ones determined by courts. This site cited a case from the state's Supreme Court that had ruled that a job security clause waived at will on the employer side, turning it into a just cause relationship. This means that they had to have a real reason to fire me. The revenge. With that in hand, I sought out a lawyer. After my consultation with her, I set about collecting my evidence. My former boss did not realize that I knew more about this program than he did, seeing as I ran the same software on my own computer and laptop. I experimented. The date of the file, which they tried to use against me, is baked into the version 2. I was able to demonstrate to my lawyer that if I applied the same update over and over, which my former employer stated would change the date every day, would, in reality, display the date of the file. I showed this by backdating my own copy by year using the update archive available from the vendor. Next, I showed her how the task used to be automated. A script would snag the file and process it every day on its own. A change on the vendor's site broke the script. It was an easy fix, but no one bothered to do it because the guy who had wrote it retired. The fix involved deleting 3 characters on one line in the script. The task was also marked as only being a weekday task. In my firing, I was told how important this update was and so forth. If it was so important, why was it not done on weekends or holidays? The vendor pushed out updates on those days too, as I showed my lawyer the one from Christmas morning. And why had the automation not been fixed? With all that in hand, she contacted them. After presenting them with the law they broke and all the evidence I had collected, they were forced to settle with me. So in the end, their fancy high-priced lawyers did not do their homework. I did. Thank you to the wonderful librarians I have known in my life who taught me my information literacy skills. They paid dividends in this case. TLDR, I got fired by a large corporation and though I had no recourse. Then I found out their lawyers missed something in my state's laws and forced them to pay me. Edit 1. Obviously the terms of the settlement are confidential and a fake still in effect. It was a good portion of my salary though. I did also get unemployment during this time as well. I never found out how the reaction went down as the main corporate office that would have dealt with it was in another state and I never had any contact with those people. I imagine a new handbook was issued before they cut my check though, so I feel bad for those who remained. Karen's fate was sealed about a year later. I saw a Facebook post by a former co-worker mentioning that his job with them had ended, so I asked for details. The company experienced a huge loss in revenue. As a result, Karen lost her job as the site I had worked in was closed. Of about the 50 of us that worked in that office, only 10 or so were moved to another location. Thankfully most of the ones I liked were old enough to retire. It did not take a genius to realize that my termination was simply a layoff disguised as a firing. Airsoft 1 aim cheaters get nailed. I'm not too sure this counts as r/ProRevenge story, but because it features pro players and some awesome referees, I think it counts. I won't disclose the location of the airsoft match, but I'll just reveal that it was held in an apartment complex connected to a car park. Basically, it was a 10v10v10 deathmatch / kill the leader and last team standing won. The teams were pre-registered, and I was pretty surprised when I arrived with my buddies. It was a bunch of 20-ish dudes and they were loaded, and I mean seriously loaded, with equipment. Their guns were, quite literally, worth over hundreds of dollars. But the only thing that was wrong? They were wearing t-shirts and shorts. The other 2 teams were like WTF, but they just laughed it off and said that their team were gangsters. Do keep in mind that the other 2 teams were fully kitted out, full Milson gear, and we all looked like we were ready to bust a drug ring. So, we couldn't really do anything except laugh at them when they said, "We'll keep fighting even to the death." One of them started giggling and couldn't stop for a full minute. At this point in time, alarm bells were ringing in my head. To the death sounded a little suspicious. The 2 properly kitted teams were teams red, R, and blue, B, and the arsehole team was team green, G. I was on R. As the match started, the other 2 teams decided that the safest thing to do in order to enjoy a good game was to take out this bunch of youngsters. Yes, I know it wasn't very nice of us, but still. And then start killing each other after they were all out. These dudes decide to run to the apartment complex and camp there. Clearing out an urban environment is not the easiest of things to do, but then they decide to start cheating. More on this later. I, being an extremely enthusiastic person, always shoot a person, on average, 3 or 4 times. The leader actually died from a really good snipe to the ear from yours truly after a massive 2-hour siege. These guys decide to take about 10 pellets or so before going down. Their excuses? I won't die from getting shot in the arm, or you shot me in the leg, or I can still shoot from the floor. Best excuse of all? You didn't shoot me in the head. We were deciding whether or not to seriously start shooting them in the face. In airsoft, that's technically allowed, but no one really does it, especially when everyone on G wasn't wearing adequate headgear. I was actually not for it, but my teammates were all for going all out on them. Then B decided to call a truce with us. Remember that G was still camping out in the apartments and we were 300 meters somewhere out of their range of fire. B is a team of girls who were also, coincidentally, in my opinion, 20-ish. They were furious that guys can be such d***cs sometimes and told us of their plan. Basically, R would provide cover fire for B and distract G while they split up and go full commando rage mode on those assholes. We informed the game referees about our plan and B ensured that they wouldn't shoot the eyes or anything, just the back of the heads or in the balls. The referees were seriously sick of those assholes crap and gave the green light as long as there was no risk of serious injuries. B told us that they needed a few players from R and we decided to split up into 7 persons for cover fire and 3 persons to go with B. I was one of them, and I can assure you, dear editors, that it was beautiful. I consider myself a pretty good commando style airsoft player. After watching them in action, I can safely say, hats off to all the extremely pissed off women out there with guns. One of the moments I will always remember in my life is how one of the girls tossed a flashbang into one of the asshole's crotch. It may or may not have been an accident, but I will always remember the guy swearing his pants off and running out of cover straight into a hail of pellets. After beating the shit out of G, figuratively, everyone on R and B had a really great game. TL. Doctor, bunch of assholes who don't take airsoft seriously register for a game. It took the other teams about 2 hours to kill their leader because they kept cheating and claiming that we gave them non-lethal shots and should have shot them in the hearts or brains like in a real war. We decided to do so, and they were all eliminated in 5 minutes flat. Edit. Some people are criticizing this story because it seems unbelievable. I'm sorry for making it seem overtly dramatic, but I assure you that everything I mentioned happened. Just because I cut out all the not as exciting action doesn't mean that they didn't happen. Also, it's airsoft. Those guys in shirts and shorts would have marks on their limbs because they were hit by pellets at more than 100 meters per second. Duh. To everyone else, enjoy the sweet taste of r/ProRevenge. Honey, download affiliate link in the description. Honey is a free browser add-on that can save you money online when you shop. It is free and is available for pretty much all browsers and can be installed in 2 clicks. Honey automatically finds and applies the best coupon codes online, so you don't have to waste your precious time. Honey has saved its customers millions, so add Honey to your browser today and start saving money. Who does not like free money from all the savings you will make? Download Honey today with the affiliate link in the description below. Thank you all for watching to the end of the video. But before you go, please like and subscribe for more. Not many of you at all that watch are subscribed or like the video, and this makes me unsure if I should continue to make more content or not. So if you want more content, please like and subscribe. If you don't want to miss out on any future videos, click the bell icon next to the subscribe button. Also, please give me some feedback in the comments section about what I can do better, because not many people comment on my videos, so I have no idea of people's opinions of thoughts about this YouTube channel. So yeah, that's all from me. If you have subscribed and liked the video, please consider sharing the video with your friends. Thanks and bye. I'm still doing daily uploads, so hope to see you in tomorrow's video. Bye.